Coming up in this episode, we collect the wheels and get the tyres fitted on the Celica.
Got to do some tyres now.
Welcome back to the Build Battle. We're here at Lepsons, the UK's best alloy wheel refurbishers. They refurbish 24,000 wheels a year, and we're hoping that we're going to get to see ours today. Back at the beginning of the project, we dropped our very scabby wheels down to Lepsons. We're now here on the day to collect them, and I'm here with Jay from Lepsons, who's the general manager here. They've been in business nearly 30 years. He's going to give us a short tour around the building and show some of the process as part of the refurb.
Come with me.
So this C63S, has that just been dropped off for a booking?
Yeah, literally, customers just dropped it off as you guys have arrived. They dropped that in for a full refurb, and I'll run you through the process of what his wheels are going to go through. So
brilliant.
He'll get booked in as normal by one of our friendly members of staff. He'll pick a finish off the wall. He may well want to go for something standard, like what's on there, diamond cut, or he may well want to go for something flash, bright orange, gold, diamond cut.
With some leery colours.
Yeah, got some funky stuff for people to choose. So once they've picked a finish, then we'll get the wheels off, we'll get all the paperwork completed, take pictures of the vehicle for damage reports, things like that.
Fantastic. What's the turnaround time on a set of wheels?
About 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
3 to 4 days normally, depending if everything goes according to plan. Obviously we hope it does, but sometimes if we're not happy with quality and we have to re-strip the wheels and go again, then we will. So once the car's jacked up, wheels off, they make their way down to the next unit, which I'll take you down to. Lots of things being dropped off, down to Skoda wheels,
Yeah.
Ferrari wheels, Porsche wheels, Bentley wheels, McLaren wheels, more Porsche Targa wheels. There's some rare things
Oh wow,
there.
yeah, retro. So you cater for all, not just supercars.
Cater for everything, even your old Cosworths. Anything and everything. Yeah, so the wheels will come in here, tyres and wheels removed and fitted up at the end. So the guys are actually midway through fitting up some Ferrari tyres now.
So they're quite skinny tyres, aren't they, really?
Yeah, so these are the front ones. The rears are on order to come in later on, but these are very rare bespoke tyres actually. It's the Pirelli Direction Arlays, which the Ferraris should run on the front, and then they run an Asymmetrico, which is the same Pirelli but a different design tread pattern on the back. All proper Ferrari fitment. So we've sourced these for the customer because he couldn't get them anywhere for love nor money.
What are the big boys over there? Goodyears.
Ah, these. So I'll tell you about these while Jack's inflating the Ferrari tyres. So these are from a customer that's given us a set of magnesium wheels for cars that are being entered into the NASCAR. Very rare wheels and even rarer tyres that are handmade and hand-laced. He's wanted to go black through the back. He's outright asked that we try and keep the casting as original as possible. These are probably sand casted back in the day, so you get lots of poor quality castings, to be honest, like this, especially the old mag wheels, but he wanted to keep them like it and keep it as original as possible.
Yeah, nice and authentic.
Nice and authentic. And yeah, they've come out looking $1 million. So
massive.
And they are huge. And off the back of that, he's now bought 9 more cars for us to do the rest on. So it's worked out nicely.
Fair play.
Once the wheels and tyres are stripped, they're loaded into these baskets. Now, these baskets will just basically big crates to house all the wheels when we dip them in our chemical tanks. These are our 5 chemical tanks.
Yeah.
So each one of those baskets is lifted up on a hoist and then dropped in there and left down overnight. It's a hot strip. It's not none of this harsh, cold chemicals that are going to eat into your alloy.
Yeah.
You can leave them in there for days on end. It's not going to ruin the wheels at all.
Right,
so
okay.
It's just designed to strip down polyester powder coats and paints.
Yeah.
And the wheels will come out in bare metal. We clean the chemical off and then they go round to the next section.
So you had with our ones, they weren't great quality, were they? So
No.
I take it most was left back in the tank when they came out.
Yes.
There wasn't much left of them.
Yes. When the wheels come out in the chemical strip, they come through into this side. So this side will be really busy first thing in the morning till about lunchtime when they're doing all of the prep work, checking for any cracks, checking for any bends in the wheels, hence the reason we strip every single wheel.
Yeah.
So every wheel will come down to this end and it will come through this guy's hands. Now, this guy's called Jack. He does all our straightening and welding. He will physically check every single wheel. Now, he'll spin it up to check that it's running through. If it's not running through, we'll straighten it, and he'll check to make sure that the structural integrity is good, i.e. no cracks on the back or in the spokes or holes in castings, things like that. So he checks every single wheel. Once he's happy with the wheel, he will then pass it to these guys who are doing all of the prep work. So they'll just be sanding down or marking up anything that needs welding, if it's too deep, any curb damage. And ideally, we've got some BMW M8 wheels, the ones that we saw earlier.
Oh, right, okay.
So ideally, we want to get the wheel looking like new, but just in bare metal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, he's working on some Alpina wheels there by the looks of it. But we've got various different tools to get in and out of the bolt holes. Different scrapers and files, because you never know what you're going to be presented with. One wheel might just be in for colour change and not very damaged. Other wheels are almost a write-off and need a lot of welding and a lot more prep work than others. So all the wheels are shock blasted as well. So we've got an automatic shock blaster which will shock blast 4 wheels in about 3 minutes. We've got a hand shock blaster just up there as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then just over to the left hand side we've got an aqua blaster which just gives you a smoother finish.
Yeah. So
some particular paints with chrome effects in, we tend to use that because it gives you a smoother finish.
it's such a fascinating process. I love it.
So that's it. Freshly blasted to give you a nice uniform finish, ready for the powder coat to adhere to, give you a nice uniform finish. You know, sometimes one wheel might take 10-15 minutes to get through this section, another wheel an hour, 2 hours, especially if it's got heavy curb damage and things. You know?
And that must be quite hard to plan as well.
Really difficult. You have to take the rough with the smooth. Funny, you know, we talk about shock blasting, but literally you have to take the rough with the smooth. You may get lots and lots of wheels, like these Porsche wheels, for example, don't look like they need a lot of work, but you'll get other wheels this morning that Jack would have been welding up all of the curb rash and things like that, because you can't just keep smoothing it out. No. You're going to change the profile of the wheel. So I'll take you through to the next step. So this is the next section. So the wheels get loaded on this line, and it's a bit like when you go to your all-inclusive holiday. You put your toast in the top, it goes round and it comes out the bottom nice and done. Pretty much the same. You've got a conveyor belt with big ovens. Simple as that.
Fantastic.
So the wheels go in, we preheat every single wheel. So the idea of preheating is that you get out any gases that are sitting within the porosity of the casting. So every casting is going to be porous, it just depends how much. You know, you get a lot of these forged wheels that are really good quality. You may get away with not preheating, but here the process, everything gets preheated. So it runs through the first oven, and then they'll get loaded in batches. So if they're being primed in grey, we'll load them all up together, and then the powder coater, and then into the curing oven. And once they start to come out the oven, like these are just coming out now, then we have guys that are working on these air benches, and their job is to check that wheel after the primer coat. And they are just checking for any imperfections. You might end up with little bits landing in the wheels, you might end up with gassing out that's occurred after the powder coat's been applied, so you might end up with little tiny bubbles. They need to flat them down before the wheels get ready for paint. Once they're happy with it, then they put our sticker on the side of the wheel, so they'll print out the sticker, and then by that sticker, the painters now know, right, that wheel is ready for painting, and then they'll start to move them around on trolleys to the next phase, which I'll take you through to now. They travel down the oven and then come to, in this case, Lindsay, who's one of our painters that we trained in-house a few years ago. Absolute eye for detail, she is top quality. So she will now apply the colour. So in this case, it's going some sort of silver, and this is the difference. This is the OEM way of doing things. So the wheels are powder coat primered, then the colour is applied via a wet paint, and then as the wheel moves off to the left-hand side along the track, then it will get a powder coat lacquer put on top of that.
So what happens with the diamond cutting process?
So once the wheels are painted, if they're being diamond cut, They then make their way round to this side. So we've got Aaron, our lathe technician, who is very good at what he does. He's been here many years. Has literally diamond cut thousands of wheels. So they put the wheel into the lathe and then basically plot the wheel. So a little probe runs across the wheel and it creates a pattern. So once you've built a pattern, like a profile picture of the face of that wheel, then you can go along and diamond cut the wheel, and you tend to take away 0.2, 0.3 mil at a time off the face of the wheel.
Obviously, the wheel refurb is a 4-day process, so we haven't been able to film our wheels, but we're extremely grateful for Jay showing us around with a multitude of different alloys to give you guys at home the idea of how this process starts and ends. So, yeah, thank you very much, Jay.
Funnily enough, I've got exactly what you come down for, and you can have a look at your wheels. We just got them behind you.
Yes.
Worked our magic on these beauties.
Oh my God.
Look at those.
They're amazing. Thank you so much, mate.
You're welcome.
They look nothing like what I dropped down to you.
No, they certainly don't. Old corroded wheels, no more.
Yeah.
You didn't give us an easy task, that's for sure. But we wasn't expecting an easy ride, but we took the challenge. And now, even with the finishing touches, the centre caps, the studs that you got done.
Yeah, the chrome plated.
Yeah, the chrome rim with the dark anthracite centres. It's just finished them off, and hopefully on the car, they look absolutely spot on.
They look amazing, mate. I'm so grateful. And like I say, I know that what I dropped down was hard work. I knew that obviously there wasn't enough quality metal to machine the lips, so
no, unfortunately not. But we've come up with a secondary plan that, you know,
a perfect solution.
Just make them look really, really good.
Yeah, no, they are amazing, and a two-tone is going to set the car off.
Yeah,
so
it really sets the centres off, makes them stand out. So with some nice shiny calipers or something like that, I'm sure they'll.
Yeah, don't you worry.
They'll
I've got that sorted.
You join us here at Bowler Lane Tyres. We've just come from Lepsons. I'm going to introduce you to my friend of over 20 years, Craig, who runs Bowler Lane Tyres.
How you doing, Andy?
Craig.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, and you, mate, and you.
Andy gave me a call a few months ago now. Said we'll be interested in jumping on with the D-Class build battle. Said absolutely. Spoke to my good friend Dexter, or friend and representative from Kumho Tyres UK. He said he would happily join us by sponsoring Andy for his car with a set of Kumho Tyres. Also, I'm wearing their branding today. It's not just for today, they are a big thing for us. You see, if you span in our workshop, Kumho Tyres, they are big for us. We've worked with them for about 15 years now, and they are big into their sponsorship stuff. If you see them, they actually sponsor Tottenham Hotspurs as well, which is, you know, for you football fans, Kumho Tyres are the ones to go. We're currently fitting some tyres at the moment. We've done 2 rears, done 1 front. We're just doing the 4th tyre now. A little bit about our business. Father and son business, been established for 48 years. The tyres came in around about 30 years ago, so the exhaust centre, which we'll talk about further on in the later episodes, but the tyre one has been around for 30 years now. You know, quite a big garage in Maidstone, lots and lots of repeat customers, just trying to do things right, keep it simple, keep them customers coming back to you.
So we're going to go and have a look at the process, but before we do, we've got to discuss the elephant in the room that Craig's turned up, ready for holiday.
Are you actually going to highlight the fact I've come in flip-flops to work? Just a quick disclaimer, everybody that is watching. I don't know how many views you do get on your YouTube channel, but I did actually forget about our tyre date. So yes, I am in shorts. It is 28 degrees, and I have got flip-flops on. I am going to stay at the workshop, and I will be keeping a safe distance. Just a YouTube disclaimer. Next stage, tyres are on, tyres are inflated. We've got 1 wheel on the balancer so far. A little bit of pressure for Mark. We've just spun it up. It's come up 15 grams to 40 grams, as you can see on the screen. There's no weights on just yet. Mark's going to pop the weights on, and we're going to see if we can get it in one. No pressure, Mark. Like I said earlier, we're not filming. Got some nice black weights going on there as well, so they'll just fit in nicely with the, what is it, anthracite?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then full focus on the screen. See if he's got any good at this job. Look at his face. Hey, nailed it. Right, I need 3 more of those then, Mark, please. So just a little bit about the tyres. We've got a 10J rear. The original fitment on the car was the sizes that we're using today. So we've got a 265 3019 Kumho. You'll see it's the PS91 as well. So this is what they call their UHP. So that's ultra high performance. And on the front sides, 8.5s or 9s, and opted for the 235 3519, obviously to match the PS91s. And I know we've done a little shout out at the beginning, but I'm going to give them another shout out because they're such good guys. And again, this goes out to you, Dexter, and obviously Kumho Tyre UK. Massive thank you for being part of this. You've dug deep into your pockets and gifted this very kind man to my right-hand side a free set of tyres for your exposure on his YouTube channel.
Thank you very much, really appreciate it. And yeah, we'd be proper stuck without you. They're big old boys, 10Js.
They're going to look good, mate.
I'm really happy with the shoulder on the Kumhos as well.
Yeah, they got just the right amount of rim protection. Yeah. To just to give you a little bit of coverage, but not too much. It's going to affect the lay on the arch.
Yeah, obviously we want to tuck them in the front arches as best we can. We've got
they actually sit a little bit squarer, which is nice. Yeah. You got a little bit of tape on the rim.
A big thank you to everyone involved with getting the wheels and the tyres done. So that's a thank you to Lepsons for restoring the wheels, Kumho Finishing for the little chrome caps, and obviously Craig at Bowler Lane and Kumho Tyres for providing us with the rubber. We're now back here at Luke's Body Shop. As you can see, he's got a brand new booth, so everything's happening at once, which is fantastic. We're going to now trial fit these wheels over the new brakes and see what sort of arch clearance we've got.
On the next Celica episode, we finally get to paint the car.
That have been entered into the NASCAR. So, cool. You probably could have done with that, like a hole in the head. But the customers, which just gives you a smoother finish. Yeah. So some particular.
Well done! They got the date on it?
Yeah. So they came into us a year ago.
Well, 13 months. Yeah, 4 days. 4-day process. Yeah, 100% out.
Fast forward a little bit.
Yeah. Little baby one in the middle.
This is what happens when you don't eat your veg.
Meet you.
Practicing.
I need to meet you sort of like where the tarmac.
Just walk along with us where you are there in case it finishes early.
Yeah? That's what she complains about.
That's what she said.
Obviously, the wheel refurb is a 4-day process. Sure, f it. It's because I knew I don't want that in there.
Cool. Have a little sleep here, mate. Yeah. Maybe we could get Mark under a blanket, and then we could just pretend he was asleep. Right. Oh. Oh.
Sleeping on the job.
Got to do some tyres now. A little pillow. Say, Mark, you got to do some tyres, mate.